Hello guys, it's Shining Polaris. As you can see from my Walking Dead hoodie and from my memorabilia up on my couch here, that you know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Walking Dead. So if you guys know, if you couldn't tell from my channel, I love My Little Pony, I love Sailor Moon, but what do I love most is The Walking Dead. I'm just going to speak maybe in about 5 minutes on what I think about the last episode here. I never did a video like this, but because Walking Dead is not going to be back on till February, I don't know what I'm going to do till then. I'm going to go through major withdrawals. So anyway, I just want to state my opinion on this last episode, which was the mid-season finale. Mostly because the moment I went to work, everybody knows me as a Walking Dead expert, so they all asked for my opinion. So I'm just going to say what I think about it right now. I really liked the episode a lot. Part of it is because my favorite character in the world finally died, and that is Beth Green. Spoiler alert. Yeah, what do I think about her? She's probably one of the characters I really didn't like on the show at all. I know there's a lot of you know, Maggie, Beth fans out there, but I like Maggie a lot. I just really didn't like Beth. To me, she didn't really seem to add value to the group, and even really up to this point, until she went up to the hospital, she really didn't do anything. I know a lot of my friends and all say, oh yeah, you hate Beth because Beth and Daryl had a lot of scenes together. That is true. They did have a lot of scenes together, but you know, just to note, I'm a huge Daryl fan, but just because he had an episode all to himself doesn't mean I really like it. So really, that episode with Daryl and Beth together talking and like crying and yelling at each other, I really didn't even like that episode that much. And no, it's not because of them two. Anywho, back to the subject. I will say that the way that Beth died, you know, like, I really believe she sacrificed herself to let Noah be free. You know, I commend her for that, I guess. But yeah, no, I just didn't really like her at all. Actually, I'll tell you the truth. For me, like, you kind of knew she was going to be next, but really, I actually 100% thought Carol was going to die, because I've heard so many things online on the forums that Carol was going to be next, because they needed a main character to die to keep, you know, everyone feels her in, and that they said that during San Diego Comic-Con, after their panel was over, Melissa McBride, who plays Carol, was crying a lot. So everybody took that as a sense that, oh, this is maybe her last, like, you know, panel for her alive, I guess you could say, major panel for her. And so, I mean, I thought that couldn't have been any more evidence for me, personally. But, of course, besides the obvious, you know, what is it, the obvious signs that Beth was going to die, I kind of had a feeling that she was really going to die, because, and this has nothing to do with anything I saw on the show, is because the last convention I went, which was, you know, Walker Stalker, Emily Kinney, who plays Beth, she usually charged like $40 for an autograph and picture, but at that convention she charged $70. So why would someone, like, you know, just all of a sudden increase their value, I guess, so high? I was thinking, you know what, maybe because she's racking it up before her death on the show. So that's really what I thought, and so when she died, it wasn't really surprising to me. So what do I think about the hospital kind of story? Oh God, I hate to say that episode with Beth first in the hospital is probably one of the worst episodes I've ever seen in my life. Again, I apologize to you Beth fans, but that was probably one of the worst episodes. That storyline, I still don't really like it. It didn't add, to me, it didn't really add value to the show. Everyone, myself, you know, I'm just more interested on the road to DC or the road to Alexandria or whatever, you know, they end up at. Like, I just want to see that. I just feel like the hospital whole story, that was kind of like, if you guys watch Dragon Ball, you know, like the side quests and just to make the show longer. So I don't know, to me it just didn't seem like it added that much value. It seemed very slow. All the villains, like, I hated them all. At least in the past, you got the governor, who to this day, even in the comics, the governor is still my favorite villain. Then you have, you know, the hunters with Gareth. I like them too. They were cool. like you have these villains that you also care about, you're so interested in, but just those police officers, they just seem very boring to me. I did not like Dawn at all. I'm very sorry, you guys. You probably watch this video, you're like, why is she so negative? I thought she loved the show. I do. This is why I hate this even more, because it's like going nowhere. But I'm just so glad that that whole thing is done with, whatever. I'm just glad that that part is done. Noah, how do I feel about him? He's pretty cool. Like, I like to see where they're going to take his character. I always like to see who is he going to be kind of like in the comics. And there's, obviously a good chance, probably a big chance, he's just going to be his own character. But I always like to see who are they going to like reflect, like who is Noah supposed to be in the comic books, how I like to see it. Everybody, I don't know about this theory at all. I have not seen any evidence to point to this, but from what I've read on the forums and some of the boards, they said that Noah is trying to find his uncle, and maybe they're gonna have a little side quest and try and look for him. There was some people that says that maybe his uncle is Morgan. I don't know. That would be too crazy, because that would just be like, how the hell do these two people like meet up? That would be awesome. I'm for that if that's what's going to happen. But I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's going to really happen. Morgan though, seriously, like right behind Daryl, Morgan is my next favorite character. Like, he barely has any parts in the show, but every time he's on, that Lenny James who played Morgan, I love Lenny James because I was a huge Jericho fan. And he's on that show. Every time Lenny James acts on Walking Dead, like hands down best actor. I mean, he just so much emotion, and just the way he talks, the way he acts, is so big and so grand. Like, I love it. And the fact is, he's coming back. The 1 minute clips we see him kind of following. I guess now hopefully he's going to really follow the group now that he saw Rick Grimes' name on that map. Hopefully, like, they'll finally eventually meet up. But he's just like so badass now. I mean, he has like the cloak on, the gas mask, these guns. Like, he's just ready. He looks like he's ready to kick ass. So I'm so excited to see what more Morgan's gonna do on the show, and hopefully he would actually become a regular character and not die off. Spoiler alert in the comics, but I think he'll be so cool. So I was really excited just to see that end part of that episode when Morgan's in the church. Before I watched this episode, a lot of people were saying, oh, the season finale was going to happen where, they're going to just basically guns blazing with the police group against Rick Grimes and his group, and Morgan's going to jump out, saving them all. I was actually kind of hoping that would happen because, again, I wanted to see more Morgan, but it didn't happen, which is fine. That didn't affect the way I feel about the episode at all. Of course, the sad parts, like I said, even though I don't really care for Beth, the way that she died was really sad. And of course, you just see Daryl crying at Beth's death, and the way he's holding her to show her to Maggie. That was heartbreaking. I mean, just to see Maggie, like, she just heard the news that, oh, Beth is in this hospital, and they're running over to see. And then once Maggie gets over there, I mean, like minutes, who knows how long, minutes before Beth died, like finally Maggie gets there to see, reunited with her sister, and now she's gone for good. So that was a really sad part of the episode. I just think it's funny that it seemed like to me Maggie didn't even care where Beth went, which in turn I didn't care either. So I mean, look at that, the whole time up until now, like, she had no idea that Beth like still existed. So, and I know they discussed that on Talking Dead. So, but yeah, so those are my opinions. For the next new season, what do I think is going to happen? I think they're all going to, get into that fire truck, and they're going to start going down the path to the new place. I don't know where that's going to be. Hopefully they're just going to really go to DC. That's what I'm hoping, because, I mean, realistically, DC is probably going to have the best walls and the best defense against the zombies. So hopefully they'll get over there. Or, I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm just thinking right now. They're just going to head onto that path. And then hilarity will ensue. I don't know. And then, like I said, maybe a little side mission. Maybe Noah will be like, hey, let's go visit. Let's go see if my uncle's still here. And maybe they'll go down to his path, which in turn maybe bring new enemies. Because I mean, at this point, like, they seem so close to the Alexandria timeline, like from the comic books. I don't know. I feel like that'd be too early. I mean, even for me to go to Alexandria and meet, you know, Negan and the Saviors, I still feel that that's so soon. So they're probably going to, just like the Hospital had nothing to do with the comics. They're probably going to just introduce like a new villain and a new storyline, so you know they can deal with. So we will see till then. Okay, so I don't know how long that was. I'm sorry if you got, you know, thank you guys for listening to my rant. I just had to say what I had to say. Side note, I pre-ordered those Walking Dead things. I was hoping that it will come like right now, and it still hadn't. I still have not got an email of when those things happen. So I don't know when I'm gonna get my bag and my statues. We will see. But when they do, trust me, I will upload them and show them to you, because I'm excited to touch them and see them, and I'm excited to show them to you as well. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I don't know how many more I'm going to do with this. Maybe if I feel very passionate about a show, I will let you guys know on video. Otherwise, you know, just keep tuned in, hear more about con footage, my thoughts on conventions, and all this toys that I want to show you. So, alright guys, thank you so much. I will see all you back or we will all sit around the TV and watch Walking Dead back in February, or reruns, whatever. Alright? Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.